Canyon information, Quebec 1553 observation, wind 230 at 9er, gust 17, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 6, dew point -8, altimeter 3016, visual approach in use, land departing runway 24, notice the airman, tower light out of service, 7.4 nautical miles northwest, 2,000 feet MSL, taxiway Charlie close, taxiway Bravo close, north of taxiway Alpha to the AAG ramp, advise on initial contact, you have information in Quebec. Dutch Canyon information, Quebec 1553 observation, wind 230 at 9er, gust 17, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 6, dew point -8, altimeter 3016, visual approach in use, land departing runway 24, notice the airman, tower light out of service, 7.4 nautical miles northwest, 2,000 feet MSL, taxiway Charlie close, taxiway Bravo close, north of taxiway Alpha to the AAG ramp, advise on initial contact, you have information in Quebec.
The winds are 230 at 9, so we're going to introduce something called the crosswind correction on the ground.
Right, and I know we've talked about it before, but you'll have to remind me.
So, if you have a gust of wind that's strong enough, the airplane is by default in ground effect.
Right.
You could lift the airplane off the ground, so you position the controls to prevent that. It depends on where the wind's coming from.
Right.
If the wind is coming from in front of you, you steer into the you turn into the wind. If the wind is behind you, you turn away from it. So if the wind right now is from this direction,
Yes,
we would turn away from it.
away from it.
You see what it does to the aileron? Pushes the aileron down. A gust of wind pushes that wing down.
Down, right.
If it's coming from this direction,
Uh-huh.
right, we turn into the wind. See what it does to the aileron?
Yeah, put that up.
Pushes the wing down.
Okay.
So that's what you'll have to concentrate on the way out. Every time you make a turn, you got to evaluate, do I need to turn this in a different direction?
Okay.
Okay?
If it's directly, well, it
If
usually
it's directly in
isn't.
front of us, you just leave the yoke where it is.
If it's, okay. I need you to tell me again. If it's in front of us, we're gonna steer into it.
True.
Okay. So wind's coming at us this way, ish.
Just think about what you want the aileron to do that's facing that
Right. Well, I want it to be down
wind. For wind which direction?
when it's coming at us.
But directly at us?
Yeah. But it's coming directly at us.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You'll always have the yoke forward no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
Don't think about directly at us. Think about quartering, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
coming
trying to
It's
figure
coming
out.
from this direction.
Uh-huh.
What do you do with the yoke? You steer into it, right? So turn into it.
Right.
See what it does to that aileron?
Yeah.
A wind from this direction will push that wing down. Got it?
Yeah.
Now let's say the wind was coming this direction. What would that aileron do?
Yeah.
Let's say you had the controls like this.
Well, it'd lift that wing if it was coming from this direction.
Right, and you don't want that.
No.
Good.
So it's when it's from behind us that we do it.
Away from
it.
We steer away from the wind.
So it's this way if it was coming from this direction.
Yes.
Right, if it was coming. All right.
That's it.
That's what I was trying to figure out in my
Good.
brain. All right. Just rolling forward here. Do a brake check. Brakes are working. You want to check yours?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Dutchess Ground, Cessna 49078 at the Juliet ramp. I have information Quebec, ready to taxi to the active.
Cessna 49078, Dutchess Ground, runway 24 at Bravo for the intersection departure, taxi via Delta Bravo, cross runway 33.
Taxi via Delta Bravo for an intersection departure at 24 and Bravo, cross 33, 078, Cessna 49078.
That's the wind's from 230.
Right.
So steer into it.
Okay.
Good. And once we make this left turn, you'll steer away from it.
Okay. What I was thinking.
And since you've set the DG, you can just look at where the wind is.
Okay.
Using the DG. Back to center line, please.
Yeah.
Good. I like the wind correction.
All right, we've been cleared across 33. Final appears clear on both sides. Gotta remember there's no dog leg here anymore.
Use that rudder more. You just steer with the brake right now. Use that rudder. Good. All right, so the wind shifted, so steer into it. Good. For the run-up, since we're not in motion, you can just hold it neutral.
Okay. All right. Brakes hold. Poles are free and correct. Valve is on. Mixture rich. Vital 17. Moving. Engine. Oil temperature, still working on it. Oil pressures in the green. Fuel is indicating both full. Left mag. About a 50 drop. Right. Almost 100 drop. Carb. Slight drop. Hamster powered. And that's in the green. Back here is smooth idle. Alter set. Flight instruments. Airspeed's indicating 0. This guy's not flopping all over the place. This
set to field elevation. Checks within 75.
Yeah, I think it's set to field elevation. I set it to the altimeter. Seems a little off.
3016?
Yeah.
It reads a little bit low.
Okay. Ball center not flagged. It can be adjusted a little bit. There we go, and this is vertical airspeeds indicating 0. All right, 124. Flap set, trim set. Take off. So we're going to depart out of here. We're going to head to the north. And my first heading is going to be 310.
Right.
Once we reach.
And fold that to somewhere you can actually fit it on the knee board, because you don't need like this stuff over here.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out what I need. So I need this stuff.
Yeah. There are other forms that fit better.
Yeah.
And you'll have the chance to use all of them as you like.
I'll need this stuff and what?
You need the magnetic heading.
Yeah.
So you can just fold it along that line.
I was going to say, I was curious if I needed that beyond the magnetic.
The winds? No.
Okay.
You don't need it readily available.
Okay.
But you'll be riding on that part.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to talk about a fouled plug before we go.
Yes.
If you get to a fouled plug, so I have the flight controls.
You have the flight controls?
I have the flight controls. Let's say you do your run up. Now, forget what I'm doing with the mixture.
Right.
I want to see if I can give you the indication. You're going to do your run up. And once really rough or drops a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it rough, right? A little tough. You get one that's really rough, like that, right?
Yeah.
That could be a fouled plug, especially if the other one checks okay.
Okay.
What you do is you put the mixture full rich. You bring it up to about 2,000 RPM.
Okay.
You lean the mixture until you see the RPMs go down.
Okay.
You see it go down a little bit? And then you wait 30 seconds.
Okay, just like that.
This makes the cylinder hot.
Okay.
It starves it of fuel.
Okay.
And it burns off all the crud.
Okay.
Then when you're done, full rich, back to 1700, you do your mag check again.
Okay.
Do you want to try that first before you ever have to do it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, you have the flight control?
I have the flight controls?
You have the flight controls.
I have the flight controls. So, I did my mag check. I got a rough running mag. Now, I leave the mags on both when I do it, though.
Yes.
Okay.
That's important. Very good question.
I wanted to make sure. So I'd bring it right up to 20. About 20 right there. And then I would lean it until I see my drop. Hello? So right about there. And I would just run it for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, you want it running a little smoother than that.
I was going to say.
Good.
So right about there.
Yep.
And then full rich mixture.
Yep.
And then throttle it back.
And then do your mag check at 17 again.
Okay.
Good.
Alrighty.
So we're going to take off.
Yes.
As soon as you're ready to make your turn, you're going to turn to heading at 310.
310,
You're going to look out the window, and you're going to fly towards whatever's in front of you.
Okay.
All right? Because you're not going to fly by that. You're going to fly by what's in front of you.
But I'm going to set this up to 310, which is, that's 30. So 310 is right there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to note the time.
Okay.
Now my phone just shut its stupid self off again.
You want to grab mine?
No, I got all kinds of technology. 11:43, so that clock is working right. So you'll just note the time.
Okay.
All right? Whenever you're ready, we'll go take off.
All right. Duchess Tower Cessna 49078 is ready to depart at 24 Bravo with a turnout to the north.
Cessna 49078 Duchess Tower, good day. Runway 24 at Bravo, clear for takeoff, right turn, northbound approved.
Clear for takeoff, right northbound turn approved. Cessna 49078. Light on, fixtures rich. Come on.
Now just stick the foot to the floor and you can just ease up on the brake, it'll come over.
There we go.
There you go.
Alright.
Yeah, we're going to go to another airport. That's exciting.
I know, I'm excited. Final's clear. Final's clear. Light is on. Okie dokie. Full throttle. Airspeed is moving. 45, 50, 55, 60. We're gonna rotate and climb.
Okay, remember your flight plan climb airspeed, right?
65 knots.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
You want more air?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah, there's 65 knots. 500. Oh. There we go. Right. Oh. Alright.
Do you note the time?
It is 11:45.
All right. So 7 minutes later should be your next checkpoint.
Okay. There's my 900. So I'm going to take my turn to 310. Oh. There's my 310.
All right. So what are you going to fly towards?
I can't really see right now.
Yeah. Well, you just have to infer it, right? You might actually pick something off on the side.
I see like a little cloud bump there. I'm going to continue to that for a few minutes.
All right. Good.
So for 7 minutes.
Now you'll want to write down your time off somewhere, right? I think there's a little block for that. And you're about 10 knots fast, so you need to come back to 65 knots.
Yeah.
Good. A little bit more right rudder.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So what am I writing down?
Time off, 11:45. Right in that block. That's it. Now, while we're climbing out to this next point, you're going to monitor your current course.
Yep.
Based on where we're going. Is it correct? Are we making the right progress?
Right. Well, I feel like we're flying off, but I mean.
You mean like we're flying too far to the left?
Yeah.
Well, luckily, I have a big fat cheat in my iPad. I will tell you in just a second what your ground heading is.
Okay.
Right? Now, what is your ground track supposed to be?
The magnetic heading?
No, the ground track. The magnetic heading is what you fly in the airplane. The ground track is the track over ground you want to take. That's on the part of the paper that's covered up on the left side.
I don't know then. All
right, right now we're tracking 341.
Okay, so we're off.
Right, but we're not so bad, right? So you can, like, if you know where you want to go, don't be afraid to make a turn over there and just account, just adjust for that.
Sorry.
Now, it's top of climb and your point, we're 7 minutes away, right?
Yes.
All right, good. So we're, what, 3 minutes into it?
Yeah. And I'm all over the place.
Well, the turbulence is giving you a workout, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Right now, your track is 020 magnetic. Just for information.
I see my bridges. I haven't stopped climbing yet, but I'm not climbing at the right pitch anyways. There we go.
Just so you know, the cabin air and the cabin heat, they both come out of here the same way.
Yep.
So just one cools down the other. If pulling them both like this is good for airflow.
Yeah.
But you may need to adjust it as we climb up, we get to colder air.
Right.
And you actually have a thermometer right up here.
Okay.
You can see that okay?
Kind of.
What does that read? 0? The inside Celsius. Looks like freezing, right?
Yeah. Alright. So there's our 35-ish. I should go ahead and level out.
Our ground speed is 55 knots. Track is 31 degrees.
There's our bridges.
Alright, so are we there yet, or we got a little bit more to go?
We got a little bit more, I mean.
Okay.
They're pretty close though.
Now, because of the way you're looking at this is actually 2250 RPM. There you go, there's 23.
Okay. So we reached our top of climb. We happen to be right near the twin bridges.
So what time is it?
Hold on. It's about 51.
That's 6 minutes, right?
So 6 minutes, yep.
So you write down your actual is 6 minutes. Right now you're a minute ahead of schedule.
What, do I write it here, underneath?
You see ET and AT actual, you write 0.06 right there.
Hold on. I'm doing stuff I don't want to do.
Well, you're going to have up and down drafts from this, so it's...
Yep.
You're doing good. What's your next heading?
My next heading, magnetic is 357.
And that's to get you to Kingston, right?
Yes.
So can you see Kingston up here?
Yeah, well, I see the bridges. I'm familiar with that. I was looking at the chart. I'd also pay attention to that.
So what's the ground track you're supposed to have?
Ground track? 23.
What's that?
It says 23.
All right, right now you're tracking about 020, so that looks like it's going to work out.
So I'm actually heading directly north right now, 360.
So do you have the checklist with you? Can you do a cruise checklist?
I can stop climbing. Okay. Climb, cruise, power set as required, mixture lean. Well, we got the power set, except for I'm all over the place. Mixture lean.
Good.
Okay. The mixture's lean, engine instruments. What should I be checking with engine instruments? Anything in particular?
Just oil pressure, oil temperature.
Oil temperature is up, oil pressure is in the green.
That's basically all you can check.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is turn the landing light off since we don't really need it for this point.
Yep.
So then frequencies, we're still with Duchess.
Yep.
You can go to 121.5,
Okay.
or you can tune in the frequency for Kingston and monitor.
Right.
That'll be up to you. Do you want a paper map or do you want your iPad?
Let me try my iPad.
I want you to try that for a bit, and if you don't like that, you can try mine.
Okay.
You see, I really like mine with the little pad.
Yeah. The only problem I've been having with the iPad is I can't see it with my glasses. What is this?
How you doing today, Mike? Same old, same old.
Kingston, 122.8.
Okay. If you can, we can come back down to 3,500.
Okay.
22.8 is a common frequency, so there's going to be a lot of traffic on here.
A little chatter.
That's why you want to hear somebody start and end with Kingston. And that's why when you transmit at a non-towered field, you want to start and end with that. Because you might not hear it up front, but then you can hear it at the back end.
Okay.
Any number traffic talk is 2 miles to the east, 3,300, going to be crossing over midfield, westbound, end over traffic.
All right, so I got a bet for you. The first one of us to spot an airplane determines what we have for dinner. All right?
Okay.
First one to spot another airplane determines what we have for dinner.
Okay.
So how do you feel so far? Pretty good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So we were at 51. We were at our point, right? So that means at the next spot is anticipated at 02?
51. Our next was supposed to be 11. So, yes. Oh,
okay.
Yes. Is that right?
So you've been holding your heading really well, right? You got your airspeed pretty well down. This airplane's pretty fast, so we're probably going to go a little faster than we expect. Right now, our ground speed, my pad is saying we're 95 knots.
Okay.
And we're tracking 012.
012, okay.
Which is that what we wanted? We wanted 0 something, right?
Well, we should have been tracking 357.
That's in the air. That's what we take in the air to get a ground speed over a ground track over the ground.
Right.
So what I'm looking at is ground track.
Okay. The ground track, well...
Because here's the thing, we have the wind this direction.
Right.
So to track this direction, we have to fly this direction.
So this is the ground track here, right? That's what we listed, so we had 2-3.
That's exactly right.
Okay, because you keep asking me ground track, and that was one of the things you told me I didn't really need, so I've been ignoring it.
Well, you don't need it now, right? Because in the pre-GPS era, we didn't have ground track.
Right.
Right? This is called pilotage, right? Actually, this is more of dead reckoning.
Okay.
But pilotage is where you look at the ground and you say, I'm here. Dead reckoning is where you say, if I fly this heading for this long with this wind, I'm going to get over there.
Okay.
And end over traffic talk is just over midfield, 3,300 northwestbound, end over traffic.
Saratoga.
Yeah, now you're complaining about other pilots, aren't you?
No, I was just making sure I was hearing him right. I was actually asking.
Yeah, he didn't finish with Saratoga.
Oh, that's what I thought I heard him say. So, there's the Kingston Airport.
Yep.
And a ridge.
And you know where you're going to pass alongside that, right?
Yeah, well, I want to pass it this way.
Yep.
On my side, on the right side.
This plane's really killing it. 105 knots, you're about 2350. That's pretty good.
So we should be passing that in a few minutes.
I'm not crowding you, am I?
No, I'm just trying to figure out. I can't see because the yoke is like right across where I want to look. I'm stepping a little bit.
So what do you see as far as what's around us? Can you make out points on the map that confirm where you are?
Well, I mean, obviously there's the bridge, which is directly in front of us.
All right, what other landmarks can you see around us?
There's this weird notch in the river, which is directly in front of us.
Right, and we're more back here, right?
Kind of.
Sky Air's traffic, Cherokee 4598X, taking the active 17.
Got this river coming off of here, which I can see that river right there.
And you see the yellow is a populated area?
Yeah, which is all this right here.
So the shape of that yellow is what it looks like at night, by the way, when it's lit up.
Okay. I also see this body of water off in the distance, which I can see that over there. Over here.
Now, if we had to divert to Kingston right now, could you tell just using the VFR map all the information you would need to get into that airport?
I know we got 147 is our ground, or what do you call it? Elevation. And it looks like we have 3100 for our longest runway.
Okay.
And I know the frequency is 122.8, so I could radio in on that.
All right, so the only thing it doesn't give you is the runway numbers.
Right.
But you can always say landing to the northwest, landing to the southeast.
Okay.
You want to take a photo? We got the GoPro doing it all for us. So.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Right now our ground track is 020 magnetic.
Okay.
Ground speed's 85. So what did you have for ground speed here?
Ground speed? Where's ground speed? I had 97.
Okay.
There's our next point, Kingston, and we're at 12:02, so we're running on time right now. So we're still doing 11 minutes. I write in here 12:02, so I know what I'm doing.
So you're going to write in the actual clock time?
Quick haven traffic,
I wrote it next to it. Just so that way I know where I last left off in case I...
So what's our next heading?
Our next heading is supposed to be 2222.
022, okay.
Sorry.
And that is going to be the bend, right?
Yep, I'm just fighting a little turbulence at the moment, and then I'm going to get us... Holy crap.
Brookhaven traffic, Skyhawk turning downwind for runway 24.
Turn here. I need to. Oh.
You're doing fine.
I don't like this turbulence. It's making me really nervous.
No, you're doing good.
Okay.
So you're looking out here.
I'm trying, yeah.
Right? So when turbulence comes up and bumps the wing, you just put it right back down.
Yeah.
Good. Don't worry about what's inside too much. Just
yeah.
flying outside.
I'm trying to fly outside.
And if you're in turbulence, you want to be careful not to hang on the throttle.
Yeah.
Because you could inadvertently add or take away power and not know it.
Okay.
But just put it on your knee or my knee or something like that. Good.
Just fighting everything right now. I'm fighting what my mind is telling me to do, and I'm fighting the plane.
Alright, so every now and then you need to check your compass against your directional gyro and make sure that they agree.
Okay. Well, they appear to agree.
Okay, good. So you got your 022 out in the distance?
Right. Well, I'm trying. Holy crap. Wait, nice. Alright. I think I got my point. And next point was I was going to look for cat scale. It should be up ahead on the left side of the river.
Brookhaven traffic, Skyhawk turning base runway 24.
I think I see where we are.
Sky Acres Comanche, take 7, departing to the west. Sky Acres.
Alright, so what? You'll want to keep an eye out on the map for where we are.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
As we're progressing.
Yep.
So what kind of things can you see to help us fix our position? Like I see a city over there.
Yep.
Right, and that's probably the city of Socrates, right?
Socrates, yep.
If you had a paper map, you could check that off.
Right. Jesus Christ.
Everything all right?
I feel like I'm climbing and descending all over the place.
Just so you know, the climbing and descending, as air comes over the mountain, it goes up and then down and up and down. So you're getting caught in updrafts and downdrafts.
Right.
There's not much you can do about that.
Okay.
Right? Just deal with it the best you can. Don't think of it like you're all over the place.
Yeah.
There's atmospheric conditions working against you.
Right. All right. What else can I see? So we're kind of here near Socrates. What else could be up ahead of us?
Now, right now you are about a mile off your path, right? Because this track has you over the river. So you might just sneak back in over there a little bit.
Okay.
You see down here, it says there's a stack. See the word stack?
Yes.
It's that stack right over there. With that little, what looks like a power plant.
Okay.
And then coming up, you'll see the bridge. And I think that's your Socrates, right?
Well, the stack is
Catskill,
after I was going to say that should be our Catskill, I think.
Right, Catskill, and that's got the bridge.
Yeah.
And we should be over Catskill 8 minutes after. That was at 02, right?
02, yeah. So at right around 10 minutes, we should be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, huh?
All right.
It's all right. Alright, so go ahead and take your hand off the throttle. So you're flying along. And RPMs, you just look over there, it's 2200 RPM. What do you do?
Well, at this point,
Just realistically, what do you do?
I would put the mixture all the way in.
Why is that?
Well, because I've leaned it, I might have leaned it too much.
Well, you go through some turbulence, you had your hand on the throttle, you look over, it's at 2200 RPM.
Right.
What would you do?
I would put the mixture, I know you're saying throttle, but in my mind, I'd put the mixture in before I mess with the throttle. That's what I would do.
Well, you don't need to do that.
I know.
So go ahead and just bring us up to 2300. Right? And you just note that, right? Maybe it was you pulling it from the turbulence, right? That's why when you're in turbulence, you want to keep your hand off the throttle.
Yep.
Are we going to come up closer to your checkpoint this time? To minimize the distance between your flight path and where you actually are?
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're asking.
You see that blue line goes right over Socrates? Or I'm sorry, Catskill? Right? You don't want to be 2 miles to the east of it. You want to be as close as you can.
Right.
Sullivan County traffic, Cessna Conquest is on a 10-mile final runway 33, Sullivan County. You got a Skyhawk ahead of you about 7 miles out. Okay, we'll keep an eye on the Skyhawk. Thank you. By the way, the Skyhawk only has 100 knot ground speed. Okay, we'll slow her down a bit. Bye, whiskey down. We'll probably just do a low approach, so you won't have to worry about us.
Afternoon. Niner. Altimeter 30.
Yeah, right, we're coming up on 6 miles. Traffic helicopter 204 Charlie, 6 miles north of 150 Robert.
you look over and they're back at 2200 RPM.
Yeah.
You push the throttle into 23 and it goes all the way to the stop. So there's no more throttle.
Yeah, so then I would put my mixture all the way in.
Alright, so go ahead and do that. There's no change.
I would assume that I'm having an engine problem of some nature. Or maybe carb heat, so I'd put the carb heat on. Or carb icing, I mean.
So go ahead and put the carb heat on.
And you just leave it until you see a change.
Yep.
I don't think the throttle's all in.
What's that?
You're messing with me.
Don't look at what I'm doing with the throttle, but the engine, this is what the engine would do.
I know.
It would go down like it did before, right?
Right.
And then it would slowly come back up.
Right.
To full power. Now, at this point, if you stay like this, you can re-lean and leave the carb heat on. So go ahead and lean the engine back out for this condition. Because the carb heat does affect the mixture.
Right.
That's it, back to peak RPM. So you just leave it.
Okay.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
That's how you deal with suspected carb ice.
Okay.
For the carb heat, you leave it.
Yeah.
And then you just re-lean the mixture for wherever you are.
Okay.
All right, so you can take the carb heat off and come back to 23.
I'm going to do it this way just because I'm comfortable with it.
Sullivan County, Skyhawk 2 mile final, runway 33, this will be a low approach. We'll have a left downwind departure back to the
So there's our point. We're actually bouncing all over the place. Hold on a second. Can't even see the clock. I'm bouncing all over the place so much. Alright. Looks like 13 after. Now we're a little behind. Our next magnetic heading. Geez, I'm crow. 24. Not enjoying this.
Very good.
I'm not enjoying this at all. I'm actually getting very frustrated. Alright. And I'm going to be looking for a little thing in the river. And the little town of Cooksaki, I'm guessing is that town up there. I think that's my thing in the river I'm looking for.
Is it by a bridge?
It appears to be by a bridge. Actually, I'm looking further up ahead. That's my point right there, actually.
Okay.
There's a crow.
Let's get the engine sorted out. 20.
And Sullivan County.
What's the matter?
So you've got 2300, so we'll get the engine re-leaned.
Oh.
Now, if you feel like you're going too fast in turbulence, you can reduce power. Right? You can always do that if you'd like. Good. So when are we supposed to come over our next point?
Our next point is supposed to be in 6 minutes. Come over this at 12:13. 6 minutes from then we should be 19 minutes.
Okay, good.
So in roughly 4 more minutes.
All right. You can see Albany, the city of Albany.
Is off in the distance.
All right. Now you want to start thinking about when your top of descent is. And also you might think about swapping over to your next frequency.
Right, which is going to be 122.9. looking for my little town of Ravina, which I think is that town up there. That's where I want to do my top of descent.
Just so you know. Right down there, you see that runway?
Columbia County.
Right, so you see where we are on the map? We're adjacent to Columbia County.
Right there.
If you had a paper map, you could pick that off.
Right.
You want to try using my iPad?
No.
Okay.
So that's Cooksaki there then, or should be that little town up there. That should be Ravina over there then. Split in the river. I'm confused. I don't think I'm reading this right. The bridge lost there.
The bridge in the split, and then Coxsackie is the town, right?
We're looking for Ravina. Cooksaki we must have passed already.
Where's your point?
Right here.
Okay. It looks like that's it right up there.
Well, the split is here. My point is before the split, which I think is this over here.
52, 2,900, about 10 miles from the west. Going to be replying the field.
That's my spot there. And I wanted to note, which would make us pretty much on target because we're at 19 right now. Then we had the split after that. Yes, I'm going to say yes to that. So in 7 minutes, the heading of 346, we should find our airport in front of us. That would make Ravina directly in front of us here.
So the river leg. Ravina's our top of descent?
Yep.
Okay.
So like right before the bridges basically.
All right.
Is our top of descent.
So then you got to figure out what runway they're using.
Right.
Maybe get the ATIS.
Right.
Right. And then plan your entry to the runway.
Which we're going to use Albany ATIS, which is 12045. 12045.
310. Your cloud massive.
You may just come back up to 3,500.
Temperature 9.
Holy crap.
Dew point -7. Altimeter 3011. Visual approach runway 28 and U. Bird activity in the vicinity of Albany Airport. Albany class Charlie arrival frequency is 132.82. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta. Albany International Airport arrival / departure information Delta 16510. Wind 280 at 15. Visibility 10. Your clouds at 25,000. Temperature 9er. Dew point -7. Altimeter 3011. Visual approach runway 28 and U. Bird activity in the vicinity of Albany Airport. Albany class Charlie arrival frequency is 132.82. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
So based on Albany information,
Albany International Airport arrival
I would say they're probably going to be using 19 at South Albany.
16510. Wind 280 at
Okay, what was that?
5. Visibility 10.
I said the winds are 280 at Albany. So if they're similar at South Albany, I would assume they're using 19.
Altimeter 3011.
It's kind of a toss-up because the winds are against you both ways, right?
Yeah.
It's just 90 degrees off.
Okay.
now the tough part is actually finding the airport.
I know. I've been trying to see it, but I'm not seeing it.
Now, if you look at the map, you see there's a road that goes across from across the water that leads almost directly to it.
So it should be right in front of us, and I should be starting my descent, correct?
How far out are we?
I don't know.
Well, we're almost. Are we over Ravina yet?
Well, pretty close. Ravina's like right there.
So Ravina, your distance between Ravina is 10 miles. So you're 10 miles south?
We're about 5 miles south, actually. Because Ravina is 5 miles south of it.
Okay. So you can start your descent if that's what you're ready for.
Now, because I've never really done this.
Just come back to 1900.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Currently traffic Cessna 152 from over the field, going to be entering a...
And you'll just descend. You'll adjust your power to descend
at 24.
You'll adjust your power to descend at 500 feet per minute, right?
Okay.
At this airspeed now. You'll want to make a call, typically 10 or 5 miles out and then 3 miles out.
Okay. I don't see the airport anywhere. South Albany traffic, Cessna 49078, approximately 5 miles south of the field. I don't know what else to say.
Inbound for landing, South Albany.
Inbound for landing, South Albany, Cessna 49078.
Yeah, and at most, just use the last 3.
Okay.
Because nobody cares about the tail number.
Right.
Right, so just Cessna 078.
You're departing.
Or yellow and white Cessna.
Right.
You can just use that. Now, it's somewhere along this road, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Somewhere along this road.
Traffic Cessna 152 is turning base.
Now, typically you'll see hangars, right? So if you look over here.
It's right in front of us, isn't it? Isn't that it right there?
You think it's right by that train station?
No, isn't it here in front of us? Like we're on top of it? What airport is that?
That is not South Albany.
Okay.
You look straight ahead. You see how the train goes like this? Look at my hand. That goes like this and bends?
Yes.
It's just beyond that by like half a mile.
Okay. Just on the other side of it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I think I see it.
All right, so what runway were you going to use? 19?
19.
So how are you going to get into that pattern?
At this point, I would be entering a left downwind.
Right. Now, you always shoot for the midfield left downwind, and you want to go to a 45 entry for the left downwind. You always want a 45 entry for left downwind.
I feel like I'm kind of on that, or should I be more to the right?
Perfect. You're almost on it, but you should be more to the right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. That's good. And you know what you're descending to, right? Your altitude?
1200. It's my pattern altitude.
Good. Very good. Now, just judging by looking out the window, how far out do you think we are? How far away?
I would say probably like 4, almost 3 miles.
We're 4 miles out. Very good.
Like traffic, Cessna 866 Charlie Pop.
Now, if you're done with this, if you've seen your field, you can pack that up and get rid of it.
Okay. Not to whack you in the face. Alright, we're descending through 2400.
Now the typical calls are 10, 5, and 3 miles.
Okay.
And then actually entering the pattern.
Okay.
So you might go a little bit to the right to give yourself a good 45-degree pattern entry. What do you think? It's going to be a piece of cake, right?
Sure. When I hit 3 miles in, South Albany traffic, 078, 3 miles south of the field, entering a 45 downwind.
Right. But if you tell them you're entering a 45 entry, you're on a 45 entry for left downwind 19er, then you don't need to tell them that you're south of the field.
Okay.
Because they kind of know where
you're. You rope a base, 19 climb kill.
Okay. South Albany traffic, Cessna 078, is on a 45 entry for left downwind, 19, South Albany traffic.
All right, so now we're coming into, now we're 3 miles out, so you do the inverted L.
Okay.
So check the fuel.
Fuel on.
Mixture full rich.
Mixture full rich. throttle, well, we're still descending.
Throttle is necessary.
Yeah, carb heat, we're going to leave it in for now.
Light
is on.
That's it.
And all this stuff is
That's your pre-landing checklist.
Okay.
You can actually pull out the checklist, but you're going to be too busy.
Right.
Now, does it look like we're going to make 1,200 feet?
Not really.
So,
good. Kill, Europa turning final, 19 climb kill, touch and go.
Very good. Now just be careful you don't turn downwind over the runway or close to it. Give yourself a standard downwind.
Oh.
And it is a narrow runway, so you'll feel like you're further away than you actually are.
Okay.
Make your radio call. Good.
078 is on a midfield left downwind for 19 South Albany traffic.
Good. Pick your point out here and fly towards it.
Yeah.
Now you're 1,200, so come up to 2,300. All this at the same time.
They're beating the numbers. So.
All right, good.
RV throttle back. Got a little more power. Freeze the flaps.
Now this is where you just do everything the same.
Yep.
Flying out here, hold your 80 knots. So 80 knots should look a little bit more nose down.
Okay.
Good, a little bit more nose down.
Final.
Good, remember, don't slow on down on your turns. Keep the nose down. Just look out here. You're flying towards this point here.
Yeah.
All right, final's clear. 20 degrees.
20 degrees.
And
I think we're kind of on target.
Right, see that nose coming up? Keep it down. The nose down.
Yeah.
Climb kill, Europa downwind, 19 climb kill.
65 knots, too slow. Keep the nose down. Make a final call.
078 is on final, short final, 19 South Albany traffic.
All right. Now are we high?
Yep.
So pull the power out.
Yep.
Right, you got to get used to doing all this at the same time.
Yep.
Talking and operate the plane. Good. Now if you can, take a look around for a windsock. I don't really see one.
I don't see one.
So this is where you're feeling for the wind, right?
Yeah.
Feeling for the wind. All right, go around. Repeat 2. Good. Nice, I like that. That was good.
Climb kill, Europa base, 19 climb kill.
I like that obstacle check. That was really good. I'm really proud.
South Albany traffic, 078 is on an upwind, 19 South Albany traffic.
Climb kill, Europa final, 19 climb kill, touch and go.
Is that Klein Kill? Is that us?
No, we're South Albany.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I was calling it right.
This is most non-towered airports share frequencies with other airports.
Right.
Nicely done. So just work a little bit more on actually manipulating the airplane while you're making a radio call. See if you can do those together when you need to.
Okay. pick a point. I started my turn without picking a point.
You see that just off the horizon? That airplane climbing out?
Yep. You get to pick dinner. Congratulations.
I'm terrible at picking out traffic. I have the advantage because you're kind of busy.
Yeah.
Don't look at the runway. It's out here.
I'm making sure I got a good point.
No, you did. Here's the things to work on, right? 1, keep your airspeed where it needs to be. 80, 70, then 60.
Yep.
If you're high, be more aggressive about pulling the power out.
Okay.
And get a stabilized approach. I gave you a go around because you were going to land about halfway down the runway.
Yep.
And I didn't want you to accept that.
Yep.
I want you to be more on target.
Okay.
Especially when there's no visual approach slope indicators.
Okay.
Good. Bring it back to like 15, right? Last one was a little high, so just take a little power out. That'll help you out. Now, you remember what 80 knots looks like, right?
Kind of.
That's right. That's about 80 knots. Right. So you're just looking at the side picture.
I'll have a good point out there.
Oh, you see those towers right there?
Yeah, kind of. There's a bunch of towers over there.
Yeah, or the cut, or the power line cut in the. So we're looking out here. We're not going to go below 70 in the turn. Do not go below 70 in the turn. The nose down. Good. The nose needs to be down to actually descend.
Yeah.
Good.
And all's clear.
Good turn. Good turn.
South Albany traffic. Cessna is on a base to final for 19. South Albany traffic.
Good. Talk and turn. Talk and turn. Nice. All right, good. We're on about 60 to 65 knots.
Yeah.
You need to get the airplane slowed down and maintain your glide slope.
There's no VASIs on this, is there?
Yeah, exactly. But this is where you have to judge it yourself.
Right. Oh.
Good. The rudder and ailerons together are very nice. Now, it looks like we're getting higher and higher, so just make sure you're adjusting to that. Good. Good. And as the runway comes closer and closer and you can make the runway, start pulling the power out.
Yeah.
There, you can make the runway, you can take it to idle right here. Right, extra power at this point just carries you further down the runway.
Right.
Good. And flare. I want you to pull this thing to the sky. Just keep us from landing. Pull, 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 more. Nicely done. You hear the stall warning horn?
Yep.
That was excellent.
I don't like hearing the warning.
It was great. That was more of the type of landing I want to see. That was great.
Okay.
But we're going to park and actually shut down. Go inside.
Okay. Where are we going? I'm assuming over there, because that's the only place I see.
Yep. And while you're taxiing,
yeah,
we're going to make a call that we're clear of all runways at South Albany.
Yeah. Is that guy on the runway? No, that's a helicopter. South Albany traffic. Cessna 078 is clear of all runways. South Albany traffic.
And the after landing checks.
Flaps up. Carb heat in. And I would lean taxi.
Very good. Well, you get to log your first cross-country flight today.
Yay!
It was this airport Dean first put his hand on the plane and went, "Oh my God." Oh my God. That's That's right, Dean. He didn't say it out loud, but he knew. A little bit more on center line. You've been hanging out to the left a little bit. Here's the hard part, figuring out where to park.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. Hey, it looks like our plane over there.
It does.
Any recommendations?
What do you think?
I see a tie down right here.
Do it.
Probably should have turned around, but...
Oh, there's one right here.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I was looking at that one, and I didn't see this one here.
Just make sure you're lined up with it.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that is creepy.
A little off, but horrible. Radio's off.